Long time no see.
My dear ex, I'm just here to warn you. You are too cheap. The person who came was Meng King, the God King of Light. Same as the male protagonist is involved in the game plan. One of the 4 real-world bosses. The relationship with the male protagonist is X relationship. The 2 bosses are both similar and perfectly opposed. But he wants the male protagonist to be in the game forever. Stay with him forever. But the male protagonist wants to go back to his mother. So in the end, the road is different and not the same. Shows a peaceful breakup. No more contact. And here he is again. What are you here for? The male protagonist teased that you are getting married? To send me an invitation. Still no, I bought a new house. Do you want to come and apply for this job? Meng King replied proudly. I'm not trying to get back together. I just came to warn you. A large number of them are affected by the best equipment, which has affected the game balance. Beware of internal company sanctions against you. The male protagonist also knows that he has bad intentions this time. It must have its own purpose. So I took out my beloved instant noodles. Say, shall we sit down and have something to eat? Chat slowly. Then Meng King ate with the male protagonist. There is nothing that a bowl of instant noodles cannot solve, if there is any. Then 2 bowls. For the sake of the male protagonist inviting Meng King to eat instant noodles, Meng King immediately asked to hand over the things. I'll let you go immediately. The male protagonist was speechless. What is it? After the male protagonist and Meng King fought for a while, they learned that it turned out that what he wanted was props that can disguise the boss as an adventurer. So he can become an adventurer. Wear your favorite skin and fashion every day. Show your charm. Sure enough, a woman's love for beauty is really strong. Under the threat of Meng King, in the end, the male protagonist would rather not be him, decided to do him a favor. You can hear the male lead. Helping him, Meng King also left happily. And just sent Meng King away. The Crimson Girl is here again. And the purpose of the Crimson Girl is to repay the male protagonist. After the male protagonist helped his family pay off their debts, his father's company also perked up. So the Crimson Girl decided to repay the male protagonist, to visit the male protagonist in reality. Let him do anything. The male protagonist looked flustered. I can't go back to reality. Wouldn't it be revealing for him to visit? I had to shirk and say, our relationship is limited to the gaming world. It's better not to have anything to do with the real world. Then he held the Crimson Girl's shoulder and said, you just have to be a maid in the game. Upgrade, well, is the best reward for me? The man's words. And flirting with our Crimson Girl was a touch. Then he leaned towards our male protagonist. After kissing, the Crimson Girl said shyly, I'm going to practice now. This male protagonist is fluttering. Momentary power. In order to go home as soon as possible and hug the real lady. The male protagonist decides to set out immediately to find the scroll. But before that, let's solve another problem. That is, which good dark slime queen before the male protagonist? Lily hasn't been found yet. Then the male protagonist activates the super level magic time backtracking. Back to the moment when the lines were fused. Copy the wrong texture and modify it again. At this time, the male protagonist returned to the previous fusion time. When I want to modify it. Suddenly, someone patted him on the shoulder. The male protagonist turned back and was instantly startled. Tell me about it. My name is Xiao Su. The hero uses magic to return to the past. I actually met another self. What the hell is going on? At this moment, the male protagonist feels a headache. There seems to be an extra paragraph, the memory of a conversation with yourself. It turns out that the scene just now was due to system instability. Error. There is an error in the system. Of course, the male protagonist chose to report to his superiors. And by the way, to find strength. Click submit and upload the data. The male protagonist was also sucked in by a strong light. At this moment, the hero is sucked into a world of work in progress. Just when the male protagonist lamented that this miracle world was too strange. Suddenly, a girl covered in green came, punched the male leader follower into the air. The male protagonist who fell to the ground is still confused, and the green girl doesn't wait for the male lead to breathe. Immediately rushed over. Bang, 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 bang. At this moment, the male protagonist showed an angry expression. At least he is the boss of the world. When did you suffer this grievance? Go up and punch him back hard. Go back. The green girl was instantly sent flying more than 10 meters away by the male protagonist. But the male protagonist felt that it felt a little familiar. Look at the green figure in front of you. The male protagonist must be Lily's body, but not Lily herself. Don't let the male lead think too much. The girl attacked. The male protagonist took his hands just in time, and the girl's hands turned into tentacles to entangle the male protagonist. The male protagonist immediately a teleportation came behind the girl. Threatened to give Lily back to me, or I'll give you a treat. The girl turned around with a murderous look on her face. Show that you are strong, but I'm going to settle on your body. Then he rushed towards the male protagonist again without fear of death. How can the male protagonist get used to him with this temper? Immediately use the super level magic wrath of the sky. I saw a huge dragon appear next to the male protagonist. There was a roar in front of me. At this time, the girl was so frightened by the power that she could only kneel down. Beg for mercy. The male protagonist said that this attitude is right. Don't be too complacent. You're just afraid of hurting my harem. Then the male protagonist took him back to his bedroom and asked, "So what are you?" Obviously occupying Lily's body, but with a complete sense of self. Then the male protagonist checked the girl's body again. Determine if the structure is the same as Lily. This move scared the girl directly. Yabadai said, "I want to go back. Otherwise, they will definitely kill me." The male protagonist looked puzzled. Who are they? Is there any other life in that pipe? Facing the torture of the male protagonist, the girl also found herself leaking. See the girl, don't say. The man grabbed the girl by the neck. Threatens to give you two options. First, die now. Give it back to me, Lily. After the second, you are Lily. You will sleep tonight. It just so happens that you Slims are immortal. I will love you well. Should I say? The male protagonist is called the villain.